Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Richard Simons and I want to talk to you about used electric vehicles. And we've seen some prices coming down over the last few months, which has made them far more affordable, which is good news if you're looking to get into an electric vehicle. And it's not due to lack of demand. Demand is actually up 50% year on year and still growing, but there's much more supply now. So we have seen prices coming down. And then what we found now, if you're looking to spend maybe £20,000 to £25,000 for an electric car, you can now get something like this Hyundai Kona here. Now this Kona stands out to me because it's a car that is real world capable of 300 miles. There are plenty of choices for electric cars in that price category, including Tesla Model 3s and Model S's now. But they would be the older or smaller battery cars which cannot do 300 miles of real world range. So that's why the Kona and its sister, the e-Niro, stand out to me as being really good value electric cars on the used market, and not short of specification either. So in this video, I'm going to show you a little bit more about it. And before we get stuck into this video, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. You'd be amazed how many viewers are not. So hit subscribe and then hit the bell icon so you get notifications of new uploads. We do lots of reviews, lots of road tests, lots of side-by-side testing, so you get to learn a lot about electric cars, what they really do in the real world, what it's really like to travel long distances in them, how much do they actually cost to run, and lots of content about EVs. So make sure you are subscribed and we'll see you on all the future videos as well. So this Kona is a late 2019 on a 69 plate, and it's the bigger battery version, the 64 kilowatt hours of usable battery capacity. And that really isn't very far off a Tesla Model 3. And we know this is an efficient car as well. And we've done a number of range tests, including the Hyundai Kona. And we know that, okay, cold weather, lots of short driving, you might see 230, 240 miles, but it is capable in warmer weather, some sensible driving of over 300 miles. We've tested it and it's done that in the real world. Now this particular example here has only got 13,000 miles and it's a premium SE, so it's got lots of toys and specification, which I'll show you inside in a minute. And now this one with its low mileage is on the market at £25,000, but there are examples with higher mileage available from £20,000 now. So pretty good value. So let's show you around it a little bit. So this is kind of like semi-SUV style, but actually quite a compact car. So ideal if you like the slightly raised seating position. It's not too dissimilar to a VW ID3, in fact. So it's not as large as you might initially think. And it comes with a great specification, which I'm going to run through with you in a minute. And that would put some Teslas to shame. It has some equipment that a Tesla doesn't have. So let's get stuck into it. 17-inch alloy wheels, built-in roof rail, so you can easily put roof bars and bicycles and luggage boxes on top of this. Keyless entry, electric folding wing mirrors, reversing camera and parking sensors. A rear wiper blade, unlike the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Automatic climate control, head-up display. Paddles for adjusting the level of regen, multifunction steering wheel, including adaptive cruise control with radar, and it has lane assist, so very much like a Tesla autopilot system. Heated steering wheel, heated seats, and even cooled seats. Illuminated blind spot warning system, and one of my favourite things you don't see in enough cars, a proper sunglasses holder. An audio system by Corel. Never heard of Corel myself, so if you know a little bit more about that, leave us notes in the comments below. Electric front seats, including a lumbar support adjustment for the driver. Plenty of airbags at the front, in the seats and the curtains. And of course you can turn off the front passenger airbag as well if you've got a child seat in there. So you can see, well specified, plenty of features. And in here it's really quite pleasant. So not quite as luxurious as some cars. We do have some firmer plastics, as you might expect here, but it does feel like it's well made and really durable. So if the kids have put muddy footprints on the dashboard or sticky fingerprints on the console here, it feels like it will stand a test of time, clean up easily, and be a really practical family car. There's no ISOFIX in the front seat, but the back seats do have ISOFIX. So we've got two on each side, and we do have a center armrest with cup holders in there, and we do have a middle seat belt if we can fit three across there. In fact, should we try that? Let's see. So I've just put the seat into my driving position. Let's see if we can get three people comfortably across the back here. So I'm 6 foot tall, I've got the driver's seat in very comfortably in my position. I'm just going to set the passenger side as well. And then I'm going to call over my colleagues Serge and Jaden, and they're both also 6 feet tall. So let's see how space is in the back. All right, Jaden, Serge, your starring moment here. Okay, so I want to see how practical it is in the back. So with just me here, actually, do you know what? This isn't too bad. There's not too much space under this seat, but it could be lifted up a little bit, which would help actually. But for two adults in the back, you're okay? Yeah. Just about okay, that's in my kind of pretty comfortable recline position. So I'm not being generous to the Hyundai at all. So can we get 3 of us? Now there's a little tiny transmission tunnel there. Let's see if space in the back. Come on, Jaden, in you get.
How about that? My legs are a bit too long, I think.
Well, we're all 6 foot tall.
I mean, yeah, I'm about 6'2" and my legs are...
You're 6'2"?
Yeah.
Well, on high heels?
No.
You're not 6'2".
No, I am.
You're not 6'2".
Right, let's do a test after.
His knees are in his mouth already.
That's not. This seat, to be fair, is a pretty reclined version of me. So it could, let me go around there. I'll put it into. Let's say I was bringing you back from the school disco, right? I could be more generous in here, so I could happily drive with the car. Like, I could happily drive like that. To be fair, how's that?
It's got a lot more room back here.
In fact, yeah, I was pretty reclined there. I wasn't being very kind to it at all, but I'm still very comfortable here. You can see I've still got loads of knee room and everything like that. So now I'm going to get back in the back. You wouldn't want to be in there for hours, but actually, it's better than I thought because it is quite a compact car, isn't it? And we're actually in here okay. You could give me a lift back from the pub, as I always say.
Yeah.
It's all right, isn't it? Okay, now the next test I want to try is Jaden reckons he's 6'2". Let's get out. Jaden, come on. Jaden, you reckon you're 6'2"?
I am 6'2". I don't reckon.
I'm 6 foot. You reckon you're 6 foot? Well, I think we're about the same, aren't we?
Yeah, but Serge has got a little...
I think we're about the same.
That's
You're like a tiny. You got quite big space boots on.
You've got space boots on.
No, I've just got little small boots on. What do you reckon? Is he 6'2"? Let me know in the comments below. So you can squeeze 5 6-footers in the back, but then the boot space, it's actually pretty practical. So we've got a nice loading lip with a nice flat floor area here. We've got some extra storage underneath, so you can put some little bits and pieces in there. And then you do have fold-in seats. So I can push that forward as well. Don't quite go flat, but you can see it's a very practical load area for pushing things through. So again, for an actually quite a compact car, I think it does pretty well. You can also take the parcel shelf out, and there is a bag hook over there as well. And again, although it's harder plastics, feels like it's going to be very durable. You can put bikes in and stuff like that and clean it up quite easily. However, what it doesn't have is any storage at the front. So in here would be nice to have a nice kind of plastic lined tray that you could put something like your cable bag in and store it away in there rather than having it in the boot because the cable doesn't fit under that boot floor. So that's a bit of a shame, and as you can see there is space for it. Just have to put a little tray in here and something like that would sit in there nicely. So with the efficiency and range it has, you probably won't need to actually stop and charge on the road that often. But when you do, it actually has here, you've got your normal Type 2 port, and we also have DC CCS rapid charge, and it will charge it up to 77 kilowatts, which isn't as quick as some cars out there now, but for an efficient car, it means you are adding a good amount per hour of charging speed. So a kind of half an hour, 40-minute stop on this would top it up quite nicely to be able to do another couple of hours of driving, making long distance trips really quite easy. Now, if you want to see what this car is like on a long day trip out, we have done another video on that, so check out the video in the description below. We'll put a link, and we'll also try and put a little banner up here about that as well. And it drives nicely as well. It actually rides quite comfortably. It's quite quiet inside. It's quite punchy with that power that it has there. It's not bad at all. So a pleasant car to spend a long day in. Now, what don't I like about this car? Well, I've mentioned that there could do some storage under the front here. I also, with the charge flap being at the front here that you have to manually open when this car gets dirty in salty roads like we have at the moment, you can find yourself getting dirty fingers. And I'm not so keen on this trend of having headlights in the corners of the bumpers. It just makes them rather vulnerable to car park scuffs. You know, another car grazes past this, it could easily break the headlight, and that's going to be much more expensive than simply painting a bumper corner. So there we have it. For £25,000, which is what this car is on the market for today, we've got a very low mileage, big range car with a great specification. And for that, I think it is just brilliant. So there we have it, the Hyundai Kona 64 kilowatt hour, a brilliant, good value family EV. Thank you for watching. I hope it's been useful. We'll see you in another video very soon.